Let's dive in. Before you can buy a single bolt or ship one finished product in SAP, there's this huge, critical foundation you've got to build first. And if you get it wrong, oh man, you are setting yourself up for a world of hurt. So today, we're going to lay that foundation, step by step, to make sure your SAP house is built on solid rock. So just think about it for a sec. Before anyone on your team can even think about creating a material record, before a single purchase order can be raised, there's a whole series of steps that are just absolutely mandatory. What do you think that one single must-do thing is? Well, let's get into it. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the why, the actual blueprint for our master data. Then, we'll step inside the system's control room, SAP customizing, and start configuring our global settings and company codes. And to wrap it all up, we'll nail down the key takeaways you absolutely have to remember. Okay, first things first, the blueprint. You wouldn't just start throwing up walls for a skyscraper without a detailed plan from an architect, would you? Of course not. The exact same logic applies here. Before we touch a single setting, we really need to understand the massive role the Material Master record plays. You've got to understand, the Material Master is the absolute heart of all your data. I mean, everything. Every little piece of information about every single item, from the tiniest raw material to your biggest finished product, it all lives right here. So, these initial settings we're about to configure, they define how all of that data is structured and managed. Get this wrong, and you're building on a shaky foundation from day one. It's that simple. So, where does all this super important foundational work actually happen? Well, we're heading into what's called the SAP Customizing Cockpit. This is where all the magic happens and where some really big decisions get made. Customizing. And you'll hear people call it the IMG or the implementation guide. It's basically the back-end control center of the whole system. Now, this isn't where your users are going to be doing day-to-day stuff like creating an order. Nope. This is where you tell the system how to behave. You can really think of it as your main toolbox as an SAP pro. And just look at the sheer scope of what you can control from in here. You're setting up who gets access to what. You're managing huge data migrations. You're scheduling system jobs. And, like we're about to see, you're initializing those absolutely crucial financial periods for your company codes. It's a place with immense power and, yeah, immense responsibility too. All right, our toolbox is open. We are ready to lay the first, most critical bricks of our foundation. We're diving deep into the core global settings that are going to affect every single material you create from this point forward. Now, there are a few big categories of settings we need to tackle here. Everything from defining how material numbers look to configuring system messages. But for right now, we're going to zoom in on a couple of the most important decisions you're going to make under that global settings umbrella. Okay, here's the deal. Every single time a user creates or changes a material, the system logs it. But how it logs that information, well, that's up to you. This one setting determines the level of detail the system tracks about who changed what and when they did it. It's a big one. You've basically got three main choices here. Table level is kind of the big picture. It just notes that a change was made at a really high level. But maintenance status, that one is way more detailed. See, you can think of material views like different tabs for different departments. You got purchasing, sales, MRP for planning, you name it. With this setting, if the planning team changes a forecast and the purchasing team changes a vendor, boom, you get two separate entries. This creates an amazing audit trail, which is fantastic for troubleshooting later. And then there's no update, which, yeah, as you can guess, is almost never a good idea. Now, that data tracking setting is a huge decision for sure, but global settings covers a lot more ground. For example, this is also where you connect the dots to other parts of your business. If your company uses SAP's document management system, this is where you link your materials to their official engineering drawings, making sure everybody is always working from the right specs. Okay, so we've configured some of the global rules. Now it's time to get our specific business units, our company codes, ready for material management. This is where the system gets really real for the finance and logistics teams. Let me be perfectly clear. This is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. Before you can post a single goods movement or create an invoice, you have to tell SAP which accounting period is currently open for business. This step is what syncs up your physical inventory with your financial accounting. Without it, the system just plain won't work. So how do you actually do it? Well, the transaction code is MMPV, and you can get there by following this exact menu path right here. You'll go through logistics, then materials management, and you'll find it kind of tucked away in the other folder under Material Master. This is the program you'll run to open each new period, which, and this is the crucial part, automatically closes the old one. I want you to just take a second and read this sentence on the screen very carefully. This is a direct quote from SAP's own documentation, and it is critically important. When you run this program, it is a one-way street. There is no undo button. And hey, if that warning wasn't clear enough, if you make a mistake and you close a period too early, you can't just run the program backward. It takes a special, pretty complex reinitialization procedure, which is all detailed in SAP Note 487381. The takeaway here is super simple. Be absolutely, positively sure before you hit execute. Okay, we've laid the foundation. Before we move on, let's do one final check of our work. Let's lock in the most important points from this entire process. Think of it as our final inspection. Here are the 3 things I want you to burn into your memory. Number 1, customizing is your control center for the entire system's behavior. Number 2, the choices you make in global settings are sticky. They have really long-term consequences. And number 3, period management is a high-stakes game. Measure twice, cut once, because there is no easy way to go back. And that brings us to the end of our initial setup. With this solid foundation in place, the system is finally ready. The basic rules are written, the doors are open. The question now is, what amazing things are you going to build on it first? Welcome back.